Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. This is construction week. I'm looking at metaphors found in the Bible for building a good life, building a good community, building a good marriage, building a good fill in the blank. And Monday was an overview. Yesterday we talked about God as a designer or an architect, and the necessity of that. Today I want to talk a little bit about the builders. Now, you certainly build your own life, and we've referenced the psalm that says, unless God builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. But that's God in the sense of directing the building as well as the construction. We should never, however, lose sight of the fact that we help to build the lives and successes of others. So, for example, Jude, a New Testament book that's often ignored. It's pretty short and it's not an easy read in a sense. But in verse 20 of this little one chapter book, it talks about how we build each other up in good works. I want you to dwell on that for a moment as a building metaphor, a construction metaphor. You and I have a chance to help build other people up in good works. How do we do that? Well, a number of different ways. We of course, beginning, avoid tearing people up. We don't want our words to be destructive. We don't want our actions to be destructive. We need to avoid gossip like the plague, even if it's something that's really interesting to talk about. That's not fruitful. We need to recognize, as Paul told the Corinthians, I think it's 1 Corinthians 10 around verse 23 or so, not all things build up. Some things do tear down. So point number one, let's don't tear other people down. Point number two, let's encourage and build people up. There's a thing called positive reinforcement. It's the difference between telling someone, you didn't do that well, or telling someone, hey, in this regard, you did really good. Let's try and grow in that. It's especially important when you're raising children that you speak positively into their lives. Don't find, I have a buddy, he's now passed away, but he traced a lot of his difficulties in life to the fact that he could come home from school and he could have a 98 on a test, the highest grade in the class, and his dad would chew him out for not having 100. We don't want to be those people in other people's lives who bring out and harp on the negatives. We want to bolster the positives. We want to be a good influence on other people. Birds of a feather flock together. You always want to be hanging around a good crowd that's going to reinforce good behavior. We have a chance to influence others. So I want you to think about today as a day where you're building in the lives of other people. So let's avoid the negatives, but let's be encouraging. Let's speak positive. Let's be a good influence. Let's model God in their lives. And you will see that you as a builder are making a world of difference. And that's your video thought for today.